what we'd like to do after because we're talking about local sites at the moment, and we wanted to invite in some very special grads who are always inspirational, always fun to have.
Get an update from them?
Yeah, to get an update on where they're up to and what they're doing now. And I think it's very relevant after our little session about sales. They can tell us about how their sales process and how they found that. What did they do when they initially started out?
And also where it can lead to doing a digital agency. I don't know whether the guys were on and they saw, the latest BRW Rich 200 with the King Kong and and especially Go One. Now it's $1 billion company started here in Brisbane as a digital agency. It's funny how life takes you, and remembering the guys' journey when they. Let's get them on and reminisce about their journey,
all right,
where they started.
Big welcome to Pete and Renee.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Hi. Hello. How are you?
Oh, good.
Very well.
So were you listening in that last session about going out there and getting into starting to make sales? Can you guys start? We'd love to hear about the beginning of your journey, because you now own a very successful large digital agency.
What's your minimum charge these days for both build and website SEO, or your average, even your average amounts that you're charging now?
Probably, would you say 7?
Yeah,
7?
The average website build would be 7. And as Renee said, that includes content, because we just don't do it without content.
And I find that really inspirational. So I think do you remember when you very first started out, that very first website?
Can we take you back there?
Can we take you back to
look at you laughing.
First little website?
Because I think where the current champions are, they're all sitting here going, oh my goodness, 7.5. And listen how confident you guys are speaking.
Yeah. It's like, I don't get out of bed for less than 7.
Yeah, and whatever you...
What was it like right back at the beginning?
So the perfect example is we started off with a friend who owned a hair loss business in Brisbane. So it was a legit business. We built her website. I can't remember how long it was ago now, but maybe 2 years later, she came back and said, I'd like to do some SEO with you guys. And we were like, oh my God, look at that website. That is horrendous. And we were very proud, but we did take the approach of, wow, look at how far we have actually come. And so we rebuilt it for her for free, because we went, oh, we can't work on that. And then she's been doing SEO with us for probably 4 or so years now. And we're in the process of doing another website build for her to revamp, because she's rebranded and changing the direction of her business, because hair loss is obviously changing. So we're now doing a newer version of that and still doing the SEO for her. And she ranks very highly against like Ashley and Martin and all of those.
Awesome. Wow.
So it's been a journey, but you've got to look back on it, even though we went, oh my gosh, like how embarrassing. It really does show how far you've come. And even rebuilding another site for her now, you go, wow, look at what we did 4 years ago to what we're up to now. So lots has changed. But I think your question, I think your question, Matt, was also about SEO. Our minimum SEO package is 2,250, but on average, we've probably got 3,000, I would say,
a month
average SEO per month.
Yeah.
So all of you guys, stop and think about that for a minute. $3,000 a month, ongoing recurring revenues. Is anyone setting some goals here, getting a bit of a lighthouse moment?
Yeah, because let's touch on that in terms of lifestyle. Because I remember you guys saying now after being in employment where you're very much under control, you didn't control when you worked or how you worked or where you had to be, to now, even though you have a big agency and a big business, there's still flexibility there, isn't there?
Definitely. And with the kids' requirements, they're getting more and more. So I don't work Tuesday afternoons, Thursday afternoons, and then Friday we both take lunch off have lunch together, and then it's Fun Friday once we pick the kids up on a Friday afternoon.
All right.
So I'm only working 2 full days a week, and then the 2 other days are kids' commitments and everything. And Pete does Thursday afternoons off and Friday afternoons off as well. And then as it's coming up to Christmas now with school, I think we've got 3 performances for the school this week during school hours. So we're very lucky we can just take that.
Yeah, you can go.
And yeah, so this week's actually chockers. It's 2 Christmas performances, a specialist appointment, and 2 parent helps. So I'm not actually paying them work much this week. But
that's so wonderful, isn't it? Compared to, I always remember what you said when you made this decision to take this path, because you wanted to be part of your kids' lives.
Yeah, because I never, I went straight back to work after our oldest was born, and Pete took time off to care for her. And when we had our second, it was like hitting a brick wall that I didn't even know who my 3-year-old was. So all I did was work from 5 till 9. It wasn't 9 till 5. So, it was just a reality hit. But it allows us to spend that quality time with the kids as well.
And I think I really admire, I want to point out to everybody the discipline that it takes in order to create that schedule. So you guys are purposely setting aside that time and saying, okay, no, I'm finishing work and I'm not sacrificing that time. I'm going to make that time available because that's why I'm here. That's why I've done this.
Yeah, definitely.
The other thing that I'll point out to everyone and to you guys as well, I'm just sitting here thinking it through, especially when I read stories like in BRW where, King Kong is absolutely blitzing it. These big digital agencies now are starting to hit here in Australia. Guess what they're going to be looking for, guys?
Yep. Smaller
website
digital
agencies like they will know digital surfer.
Yeah.
And you're laughing when all of you, I'm speaking to all of us as a community, when you hit 7 figures in your digital agency, that's when you're a buyout target for a much bigger company. It's a lot easier for them to do the purchase. So you guys have got, not only you guys are excited about SEOing your website and it's really cool, but I look at it from the point of view somewhere down the line, you might get the tap on the shoulder from some publicly listed company in particular. They will, so big congratulations on what you've created. And so the added bonus is their buying agents will know that you guys exist. You'll probably already be on their radar is my guess.
The other inspirational thing, which I love, is that you guys really divide your roles, don't you? Because Pete, how are you on the technical stuff?
About that much better than it was when we first met 9 years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what you're talking about, though.
That's right. Exactly right. I can go out and talk the talk. And what I've found, and everyone should listen to this, the people that you're out there talking to, they know less than you. So don't be concerned that you have to know it all, because you don't. You just have to employ some people that are smarter than you. And I'm fortunate that Renee's a lot smarter than me, and we've employed people that are even smarter. So, it's not, you don't need to be a technical whiz.
There's 2 things that I think have really boosted our business, and one is the branding on LinkedIn. So one of our staff members, you'll laugh at this, I just have to say this. When she joined, 28? She's been with us for over 2 years now. We said, right, we need to market on LinkedIn. And she goes, what's that? And I said, and she goes, oh, that's only for old people, isn't it? She goes, anyway, I'll learn how to do that.
I'll work it out.
So she's a whiz on all the social and all of that sort of thing. But anyway, she's mastered LinkedIn for us. So we get a lot of branding through LinkedIn.
Yep.
And then the other huge thing that is just seals the deal, which Pete didn't mention, is case studies. So the amount of case studies we have on our website is heaps, but we take the extra step and get the clients to do a video testimonial. So
Awesome.
our case studies pages have graphs from, SEMrush or agency analytics.
Actual results,
We've made up the strategy that we've used, the results that we've used, and then also a video testimonial.
Yeah.
So when you actually send those
through,
it's a big winner. So even if you're thinking, well, I've only one or two, you've got to start somewhere. So get one or two on your website and be proud of them. And then as you build up, get them and then ask every client for a video testimonial.
And I do want to point out to everyone, Pete and Renee didn't do this in the early days because they couldn't. They're just like you. They started out small. Remember, you build up to this. And so don't freak out if you don't think you have to go out there and do video testimonials and stuff straight off, because the guys didn't. They've only just come up with this idea, okay, in the last year or so that they're doing this now. That's an awesome tip to help leapfrog those of you who are already kind of intermediate at this.
Awesome. And see, you guys are so confident and you can feel it within you. Exactly. You know what is going to work for a client, and that will come across when you talk to a client. And I think that confidence also, you can feel it in you guys, what I mentioned before. So I think one of the things that the champions often say to us, well, I don't want to do digital agency because it's not leveraged at all. Like it's not. But look at these two. Because they've set their intentions, they've set their intentions so strongly, they have made it work. Like they've made it they've shaped this business into what they want it to be. And I think that's a really big lesson for everyone, is that you are in control of your life and your business. You don't have to please everyone all the time. You will attract the people that are right for you and your business. And if you're confident enough to get out there and to say, well, this is what we want, this is how we do stuff, and you're confident in your ability to help people, then those people kind of appear and they're the ones that end up working with you.
But also just on top of that, like we have been through a big journey and we take on a lot of clients, but we learn from it and then go, do we want another client like that, or do we not want a client like that? And if that's not what the client that we want, we just never engage with a person like that again. So we have let some clients go as well because it's just not the right fit. And then sometimes it hasn't worked out with the clients that we've got and they've left. But we always have an exit, with a staff member, we always have an exit Zoom meeting with them or meeting with them to really find out what they weren't happy with, where it went, what can we learn from it. And I honestly believe being open to failing at something is the key to actually going to that next step up. Pete is so easygoing with that, like, oh yeah, we failed, let's move on. It's something that's been really hard for me. So whereas I'm like, okay, why did we fail? And that's why we brought that in, so that it makes it easy for me to understand and see whether, was there anything we could have done differently? Sometimes there just isn't. Especially around COVID, lots just left because of that. That wasn't anything we're worried about. But
wasn't your fault.
Someone just turns around and goes, no, it's not working for me. Okay, so where did it fall down? So that's just how you grow. You've got to be prepared that things aren't going to work. They're not going to go in the best manner that you wanted them to. But when I think clients actually really appreciate if you then sit down with them and go, why didn't it work? Because they feel as though you still care for them. That's awesome. I think that, write that down, guys. That's a really, really important lesson. And I think the words were, it's okay to fail, and learn from the fails. It's okay to fail. We've been doing some of that, Pete and Renee. Like in the workshop, learning how to fail.
Kind of brings us back around to what we said at the beginning about having a lot in the funnel, because some will leave. Some, for whatever reasons, most of the time the reason, it's not irrelevant, but what's kind of important as well is, once it's been identified, it's the time it takes you to move on. You can't sit there and dwell on it. You just have to move on. You can sit around crying over spilt milk for 2 months if you want to, or you can have a chat about it for 3 minutes and move on. And that's what I've just forgotten about it before. We haven't even had the exit conversation with half of them, and I've moved on because it's just about getting the next one that's in the funnel. So
looking forward.
Yeah, moving
awesome.
forward.
That's like you, Matt.
Yep. That's right.
Sounds like the
Exactly.
same relationship.
Just
I'm like,
move on.
no, but why?
I never look back.
Yes.
I don't want to know what happened.
I've moved on.
Oh, what a team.
Yeah.
SEMrush Awards. Yep. I've moved on to that already. We've already won it, and I've already called it. If we don't, it's rigged. So.
Oh. Yeah, because the guys that you're in the running for. What's the awards you're in the running for now?
The Australian SEMrush Awards for the best local SEO campaign.
Woo!
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool if you were in that.
Yeah, you deserve
So
it.
you are a true multi-award.
Can we rig it?
Yeah. Yeah. You're a true multi-award winning
digital agency. Well, congratulations, guys. Thank you so much for being with us. You can see in the comments, everyone saying how many awesome gold nuggets they just got. Ultimate champions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, we so appreciate you coming and spending some time here. Now you can go back to the kids and organise the mayhem that's happening out there. And can't wait to see you again and see you grow even further and watch Digital Surfer evolve. So everybody join us in saying a massive thanks to Pete and Renee. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Awesome,
guys.